come on out to Brown Mountain Bottle Works at 115 East Union Street in Morganton, North Carolina. The place to be for great craft beer. Browse their shelves filled with hundreds of craft beer selections. Relax and enjoy one of their 8 draft taps. Show your love for the store with their logoed t-shirts, hats, and glassware. Want to see what they have in stock 24 hours a day? Check out their website at www.brownmountainbottleworks.com. We'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Glenn. This is Dave. We're the NC Beer Guys. We promote NC Craft Beer online at ncbeerguys.com. We do these videos to introduce you to new beer that might be available across the state, maybe to a new brewery. You just don't ever know what we might talk about on these videos. And we're kind of mixing everything up today and bringing you a new beer from a new brewery and getting to talk about kind of new. The newest brewery in Boone.
Well, yes, they'll be almost a year old.
That's right, right. So today we're drinking the Dubbel Secret Probation Ale from, like I said, the newest brewery in Boone, the Booneshine Brewing Company.
Booneshine. And
they're at 246 Wilson Drive in Sweet Ale in Boone. And that is in the Winkler's Creek Crossing Shopping Center next to their taproom partner restaurant, Basil's Fresh Pasta and Deli. So they don't have their own tap room. You get all their beer next door at Basil's.
Yes.
Yep. So that is their tap room.
Yep, growler and tap room and everything.
So Booneshine was co-founded by Tim Herdcoats and Carson Coatney. It's a great addition to the high country beer scene. Booneshine is passionate about brewing high quality beer and equally focused on connecting with people in Boone and tapping into what makes the beer community of Boone shine. Get it? Boone shine. Beer community, Boone shine. Boone shine. Get it? Yeah. So the Dubbel Secret Probation Ale is an Ivory Tower special release.
Always like that.
They collaborated with Ivory Tower Brewing, which is the brewing arm of the Appalachian State University Fermentation Sciences Department. And they developed the recipe for this unique Belgian Style Ale. They say the Dubbel Secret has just the right amount of Belgian yeast character and the hop profile of a West Coast American IPA. And all proceeds from this beer, are you getting there?
No, my hands are slippery.
All proceeds from this beer support the Ivory Tower Brewing and the ASU Fermentation Sciences program. Comes in at IBUs of 49 and a nice strong ABV of 8%.
Still working on it.
And we're still not getting any beer. So I got a couple of quotes. Okay. I read some articles about what Tim had to say. He said, as a business, we want to tap into and really create that feeling of things that make Boone shine. We're passionate about beer and high quality beer. And then one of the guys we met there who is a volunteer there, Garrett Williams, who came out of the Appalachian State program, says, making beer is a craft. Volunteering at Booneshine Brewing Company, it has similar traditions to things like glass blowing, blacksmithing, or woodworking. It's got its own history, a very rich history. So we think they do great things there, and we might get to drink the bear.
It's got good things, including corking.
I tried to tell him before we turned the camera on.
Do we need anything to do this?
Do we want to open it? No, I got it.
And you can't. And you think that you can't.
You know, sometimes when you have to work for something, it makes it better. The anticipation, you get the ketchup commercial anticipation. But we do like to have some hopes that we're going to get to the beer while we still got camera time. And just bear with us.
Well, we'll talk about.
It's going to talk about something else.
Talk about the great thing of fermentation sciences.
There we go.
Talk about the great program at Appalachian State Fermentation Sciences program.
It's one of many across the state now, and more, of course, people are recognizing what number one brewing brings to the economic impact across the state of North Carolina, and the community colleges and some of the universities have developed their own brewing programs to train brewers, because brewing is an art, of course, but it's also a science, and you need to understand what you're doing intellectually as well as just flying by the seat of your pants and being artsy-fartsy and creativity with it. That's all important, but you've got to know the basics too.
Oh, and speaking of which, they say it's all academic.
More beer than this.
No, you'll get some later.
What?
Dubbel Secret Probation is a beer with an identity problem. Brewed in the style of a Belgian double, it has been hopped like an American IPA with loads of late edition American hops. Does that make it a double D-U-B-B-E-L IPA? The name not only refers to one of the classic academic satires, Animal House, but also to the long-standing rumor that the chemistry department at Appalachian State University is on academic probation, whatever that means, for failing too many students. Ha! It's called chemistry, people. Anyway, DSP has the malt backbone and yeast-derived esters characteristic of a Belgian double, complemented by the tropical and citrus fruit notes from the hops. Enjoy paired with spicy Indian dishes, which is what you want to do because you want to do a contrast for this one. Hot wings, funky cheeses, or simplicity on its own. Ivory Tower Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit with a mission of supporting and enhancing research and education in fermentation science, which is really good. The equipment there is unbelievable. Proceeds from the sale of this beer will go towards advancing that mission.
That's great.
And that is awesome. So you have a beer with a cause. Those are the best ones.
That's always great. Oh, nice aroma. The hops are coming through already.
So now,
but yeah,
you know, when you smell the aroma of a double, you're expecting the Belgian esters to come through.
And you get that, but then you also get the hops that are already complementing each other, even just in the aroma.
Yep. Now, technically,
well, we don't have time now. We'll screwing around. It won't work. But
technically,
we are drinking in a proper glassware.
Yeah, it is.
And this is part of the reason for this is you can cuddle this and let it warm up in your hand a little bit.
And that's why a lot of these glasses are thin. I mean, these are
not as thin as some.
Yeah.
Dave's got one set that, like, every time I handle it, I'm sure I'm going to break it.
you look at it,
because it's so thin. And of course, we busted glasses before, the first time.
Yeah, and we've learned, I mean, with these beers, the one thing about them is when they get warmer, they get better. I mean, they're all ones that meant to be cold, like lagers.
Right.
Things like that. But when you get to the stouts, porters, saisons, and even the doubles and so quads.
This is amazing.
You really have to get them a little bit warmed up because you really want to get all the esters that you want delivered. And this one, of course, when you're getting the Belgian, you're getting the Belgian yeast with hops, and all the dark malt,
but in an ale.
Yeah, it's an Abbey, right?
It's just excellent.
Ooh.
This is my kind of hot drinking.
It's,
because it's got the Belgianness that I like, out of the Belgians.
Right.
And then it's got enough hops to suit me, maybe not enough for you real hop heads, because it's not heavily hopped.
Well, the thing is,
it's very nice.
And the hops in this situation actually clean your palate a little bit.
Very refreshing.
Yeah, and what they said is true when you have the pairing with hot food, so you're dealing with the curry, the Indian foods, and hot wings and such. The contrast of this with that will definitely
it freshens you up. It doesn't compete with the food, but it doesn't necessarily complement the food either. It cleanses it up.
Well, actually, you wonder if this is more, because they're the 3 C's of food and beer pairing.
Oh, he's been reading again. Yeah, he's been reading again.
Complement, contrast, and cut or cleanse. So this one's got so much carbonation to it that with something like that it's called a cleanse. So basically what it's going to do is it's take all those fatty foods and just wipe them off
and wash that grease right out.
Yep.
Right.
But this one you get the best of both, so you have a contrast as well as a cleanse.
And we'll do a little plug for a future appearance by the NC Beer guys. You're going to be watching this next week starting on Monday. And next weekend on Mother's Day, on Sunday morning, we're going to be on Fox 46 out of Charlotte talking about cooking with beer and beer food pairings. And Dave's obviously done a little bit of research and homework, and we're pleased he can do talking next weekend. But tune in. But tune in next Sunday morning, Fox 46 out of Charlotte, and we'll be there bright and shining on Mother's Day, wishing you a happy Mother's Day and drinking some beer and cooking. And
that's right.
With Chef Monica out of Charlotte.
That's right.
Excited about that. It's going to be great. So we've never had anything that Appalachian State was involved in that wasn't great. And this again is just wonderful beer. And
we come from Booneshine.
And they're doing great things too. And they're a little hard to get right now. You got to kind of go to Boone. They're in some local stores around Boone.
Yep.
And actually they're in Few Quake Arena at the Mill.
Yep, that's right.
Because there's a back door connection between the two businesses. But otherwise you don't get it elsewhere in the state.
Right now, they're talking expansion, which means that like every great brewery, you're going to grow and do great things in a bigger scale.
So our hats are off to Booneshine.
Yes, for the beer.
And Dave's repping for the T-shirt.
That's right.
Right. Till next time, this is Dave and Glenn reminding you to drink local. Keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.